Will you pray with me? Come, Spirit, come. Fall fresh upon us as we hear ancient and new stories and wonder about their meaning for us in this time. And may the words of my mouth and the meditation of all of our hearts be acceptable to you, our strength and our Redeemer. Amen. So, dear ones, for the past few weeks, we've considered the spiritual wisdom of Mr. Rogers related to empathy and acceptance. And today we take on one of his most fundamental beliefs, the critical importance of gratitude. Something we all know that is essential in our lives. The science of the power of gratitude is really overwhelming. In study after study, gratitude has been shown to lead to stronger relationships, better sleep, lower blood pressure, fewer trips to the doctor, fewer depressive symptoms, more patience, and more perseverance. And gratitude was a signature strength of Mr. Rogers. And he demonstrated in how he opened and closed every episode of every one of his TV shows. And if you're familiar with his shows, these lines should ring a bell. At the start of each episode, Mr. Rogers would express his appreciation for the day by singing, "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood." Mr. Rogers began each and every episode with a song of gratitude. And he closed each episode with a song called "It's Such a Good Feeling," where he would list the things to be thankful for, like life and growth, a positive attitude, and most important of all, knowing that we were friends. Mr. Rogers seemed to carry with him a sense of gratitude in all of his programs and all of his interactions in and out of the neighborhood. And he approached the world with awe and wonder. "So much to see," he would exclaim, subtly expressing appreciation for all that he observed and was a part of in this world. But for Mr. Rogers, gratitude was so much more than thankfulness. He would say, "Thank you. Two of the best words we can learn. In fact, saying thank you is a way of saying, 'I love you.'" Gratitude for Mr. Rogers was another way that he expressed acceptance and love. And gratitude expressed for Mr. Rogers was appreciation, something that he felt was holy and sacred in nature. He gave a commencement speech in 2001, and he said this: "When we look for what's best in the person we happen to be with at the moment, we're doing what God does. So in loving and appreciating our neighbor, we're participating in something truly sacred." Mr. Rogers was encouraging folks to make the choice to appreciate each person in their lives and to look for what's best in them. "We're doing what God does," he said. When Mr. Rogers accepted a Lifetime Achievement Awards at the Daytime Emmys in 1997, he used that platform to remind all present of that sacred and holy call to gratitude. Instead of just running through a standard list of thanks, my manager, my family, my blah, 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 Mr. Rogers took the opportunity to invite the audience and everyone watching to take a moment of gratitude. He invited the audience and all watching by TV to think of those who had loved them into becoming, those who had cared and wanted the best for them in their lives. And then he gave them a moment of silence to bring those folks to mind. And after that time of silence, Mr. Rogers invited everyone to think of how grateful those loved ones who were thought of must be for the folks who had taken the time to think of them. It was a powerful reminder to just be quiet and to recognize and to be grateful for those people who have loved us into being. And that doesn't take long. Even 10 seconds of silence can be powerful to incorporate a grateful practice into our lives. Essential, loving, sacred, and holy expressions of appreciation and thankfulness, they were foundational to Mr. Rogers. Recognizing and lifting up that which was awe-inspiring in his life with a spirit of thankfulness was how he approached the world. And so in the spirit of learning from Mr. Rogers' spiritual wisdom, we're going to take a few moments this morning to just pause and identify and express our own awe-inspiring gratitudes. So inside your bulletin, you're going to see an insert that has some questions for reflection. And I want you to pull that piece of paper out. And we're going to be writing on it, so feel free to grab a hymnal or a songbook to write on. Everybody now have their paper and something to write with? Okay, we're going to take a moment of silence between each question. So I'll take you through the questions one by one. So to start, I want you to take a moment to consider who. Who in your life has loved you into being? Who cared for you and wanted the best for you? Who you are especially grateful for right now. Take a moment and bring them to mind with vivid clarity and write down their names. Okay, now take a moment to consider something about your body that you are especially grateful for. Something about your body that you are especially grateful for right now. Okay, now take a moment to consider what you've had the chance to do in life that's made you especially grateful. It may be work-related, it may be relationship-related, it may be volunteer-related, hobby-related. Consider what you've had the chance to do in life that you are especially grateful for, and write it down. Okay, now take a moment to consider some favorite places. It may be a place where you feel safe and welcomed, that you're especially grateful for. It may be a place that you got to see that just struck you with awe. It may be as simple as a family dinner table. Places where you either felt seen and welcomed, accepted and loved and known, or places that just struck you to your core with awe and beauty. some of your favorite places. Now take a moment to consider something that you have seen in your life that you are especially grateful for. It may be a piece of art. It may be something in nature. Maybe a treasured memory, a loved one's smile. Something that you have seen in your life that you are especially grateful for. Take a moment and consider that and write something down. Okay, now the next one, I'm going to encourage you to just pause for a moment and close your eyes. And imagine sitting next to God in whatever way you want to imagine that. That you are sitting next to God and you are going to finish this sentence. I really want to thank you for. Finishing that sentence as you're sitting next to God. I really want to thank you for. Take a moment and consider what that big thanks is for. And write it down. Okay, I'll ask that you take those reflections about your own gratitudes with you when you leave today. Take them into the coming week. Encourage you to revisit those answers and maybe take some time to incorporate this sort of reflection into your daily life. When you wake up in the morning, when you fall asleep at night. And take a moment to look through what you wrote down today and perhaps find a way to express your own gratitude to any of the people that popped up for you on that sheet of paper. And perhaps by doing this simple practice of articulating and expressing our gratitude, it could transform any day in any neighborhood into a beautiful one, Mr. Rogers style. So I'm going to close today with a prayer. Will you pray with me? Source of all blessings, I am grateful for my life, for the blessings of my breath, for the beating of my heart. Source of all blessings, I am grateful for beloved ones who share life with me, those in our world beside me and those in worlds beyond my knowing. Source of all blessings, I'm grateful to share life with our human family. May we walk gently upon our earth. Source of all blessings, I'm grateful to be one with all creation. The flight of bird wings, the swirling of blue oceans deep, the runnings of wilderness creatures, the sway of forest greens. Source of all blessings, I am grateful to be part of the spiraling of all space and time beyond my imagination. Yes, and again, yes, I am grateful for always to be here. Where else could I go? For all this and more, I am grateful. In your name I pray. Thank you. Amen.